Good afternoon, everyone. If I can call your attention, if everyone can kind of move a little bit forward once you're done, we're going to start. And just a reminder, to be part of the raffle, please make sure that you did submit your business card. If not, you can also fill out the card with your information on it. We will be doing a raffle. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Cambridge College Lawrence Regional Center. We would like to begin by thanking all those who are joining us today, especially Mr. Sal Lapoli, CEO of the Lapoli Companies. Sal is a true entrepreneur, inch by inch helping to revitalize Lawrence. To think he started off making pizza through his business, turned to real estate, which motivated him to invest in a forgotten city, turning abandoned mills into vibrant commercial property. His success is Lawrence's success. He is the American dream, surely to be written in all of our children's history books. Mr. Pedro Arce, Vice President of Eastern Bank and Cambridge College Board of Trustees. Pedro, opportunist by definition, can have negative connotations. I'm suggesting this option. Pedro, the definition of persistence. He's always believed in Lawrence community. He tried diligently to establish First Bank, did not succeed at outset, but never gave up. His devotion and dedication helped Eastern Bank make decision to come here because of his presence. And Eastern Bank's commitment to Lawrence, small businesses here have strong banking, and entrepreneurs in the city have gotten loans. That at one time didn't seem possible. Pedro is our trustee since the day one of the Lawrence campus. Mr. Michael Gagalaka, Assistant Vice President of the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce. Michael is a true innovator who, while watching and admiring his father, Joe, established and succeeded his dream of creating Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce. He has forged his own innovative version for this chamber and its future leaders, and he doesn't even know it yet. Cambridge College President Deborah Jackson. President Jackson, true visionary. Personal accomplishments aren't true measure of success, but inspiring others to get their hands dirty. She reinforces the idea of we and not me. Without her belief in us, our mission and values do not exist. We would not be here today. We would also like to thank our provost, our vice president, the deans, the faculty, the staff, and the students that are sharing this event with us today. We thank you all for your time, your passion, your dedication, and your commitment to our wonderful college. Today is indeed a remarkable day as we are celebrating our second ribbon ceremony in the 13 years that we've been in the beautiful city of Lawrence, Massachusetts. This date is a very special event true to our hearts because it shows the hard work and dedication along with the continued support from the Lawrence community, the Merrimack Valley, our faculty, students, and especially our staff on the Lawrence campus. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Melissa Sufraska, Assistant Director of the Lawrence Regional Center, and I will be your host for today's ribbon ceremony. I have been with Cambridge College since 2001 and had the opportunity to come back a few times as I explore the outside working world. However, a good portion of my career has been here at the Lawrence campus. I've had the opportunity to meet with over 500 students and tell them that they can do it. I am too the adult learner that had to go start the workforce right after high school. I did not complete my bachelor's degree until I was 30. And I can say that I will be finishing my master's this May at 35. But age is only a number. It shows, it is how you move forward and prioritize what is important to you. And I use my real life story to encourage and inspire our students who have similar challenges. Cambridge College Lawrence has been true to the mission, which states that we are committed to provide academically excellent, time-efficient, cost-effective higher education for a diverse population of working adults, and for whom those opportunities may have been limited or denied. This stands true to my heart, as I too have experienced times of limitations and denials. Imagine hearing that over and over again. Limited or denied. Now imagine having the opportunity to overcome those limitations, to remove the barriers, and to achieve your dream. I am the product of Cambridge College. And I have witnessed the dramatic change that this college had in hundreds of students and the ultimate impact our greater community has. And we are here, Cambridge College, the Lawrence community, with our mission to empower, to motivate, and to educate. And that with education, we together, Cambridge College, the Lawrence community, the entire Merrimack Valley region, eradicates yesterday's stigma and continue to build upon the future of tomorrow. I would like to now turn the podium over to Mr. Sal Poli, CEO of the Poli Companies, representing the community of Riverwalk Properties.
That was a wonderful speech, and those were wonderful words, and thank you very much. Took a lot of thought on that. I appreciate that. On behalf of my company, we appreciate those things. This probably might be some of my most exciting times as being the CEO of the Poli Companies. And let me tell you what, it's so exciting because when we have an opportunity like this to break ground, to cut a ribbon, and it involves education, young adults, people trying to further themselves, that brings a sensation over to me that I can't describe. I want to tell you a little background on myself because I think it's really important. Because the similarities between the Poli family, between Salvatore Poli and Cambridge College, is very close. And what do I mean by that? I was born in East Boston, one of 6 boys to Jeanette and Nicholas Poli. We lived in about 800 square feet. And when my dad moved us up to Chelmsford, I can remember thinking that was incredible. It was almost like a farmland. But certain things happened along that journey. Certain things that made me remember and always focus on one phrase. Who you are is where you came from. Who you are is where you came from. And I learned from humble beginnings the value of family and education. You see, if it wasn't for education, me personally, I would not be here today. I would not be in front of you cutting a ribbon on some of the most exciting ideas or opportunities that have come to Riverwalk. I can remember growing up, my father being completely disabled at a very young age, my mom working 60 hours a week, both of them from East Boston, that just got to the finish line in their high school diploma. Not because I didn't believe in education, it's because during those times, there was sometimes a bigger reason and an easier reason to leave school and support your family. So when it came time for me to go to school, I thought it was too much of a burden to put on my family. I was just going to go to work like my older brothers and bring that paycheck home and put it up on the refrigerator. But as a result of sports and being blessed, I was able to go to Northeastern University and get an education for free. And from the day I set foot on my college campus, it was probably one of the most remarkable days of my life, personally. Besides my family, that brought to me one of the biggest qualities that I possess that gave me confidence. Confidence to do anything. That's what education, to me, does to you. It gives you the confidence to compete anywhere, anytime, any place. So on that journey, when I went to Northeastern and I developed an idea or a strategy to go into the hospitality business, it was not to go into the pizza business because of grandma's family recipe. There was no family recipe. It was not because I like pizza, because I like everything. Look at me. It wasn't because I bought a business or a business was handed over to me for generations. It was because of education. Because I had the ability to be at Northeastern and think outside the box. I had the ability to go to some of the most well-known, serious, brilliant professors that Northeastern had to offer and ask them questions. Feel free to be wrong. That's what education does. It allowed me to go to those professors and say, I have an idea. Now I can promise you this, pizza, widgets, tape recorders, it was immaterial of what it was going to be. It was going to be something as a result of the experience and the confidence of education. So when I told them the story that I had about the food business, they said, research it, Sal. And I studied it. And it could have been Sal's Subs, it could have been Salvatore's restaurants. It was just the vehicle at that time based on education, confidence. I sold my car to open the first store. My father took a third mortgage on the home. This was truly a family enterprise. Much like what Cambridge stands for, right? What does Cambridge stand for? When I think about Cambridge College, I think of the opportunity that it gives to a diversity of people, that it opens its arms and says, hey, listen, we will take everyone and anyone who wants to work hard and provide for their family and provide for their future. That's what I think about when I think of Cambridge College, right? I think of, that's the kind of school that embraces everything that I stand for. So when we first started Riverwalk, one of the first things I wanted to do was identify 5 clusters. And I'll tell you, at the age of 37 years old, mortgaging the home where your children sleep to buy real estate in Lawrence in 2003, I can promise you to keep you up at night. Imagine working as hard as any family could, building a business from scratch from 1990 all the way to 2003, and then mortgaging every bit of it to invest in the city of Lawrence. Now, I think what's interesting is this. Investing in the city of Lawrence at that time might not have been attractive. As a matter of fact, my lenders said to me, Sal, if you buy these buildings, we're going to revisit all the loans you have with us. I actually had to seek and mortgage things in small increments in order for my lenders not to understand what I was putting together. That's a true story. That was an absolute true story. We mortgaged enough money, and this is really important. We mortgaged enough money to last 18 months on the first building. Literally 18 months. We had enough money to last 18 months to pay the debt service and pay for the build-out that we had to get the 30% in 18 months. If you did not get there, we were going to have a sale, move on, and literally go back to making pizzas. You know, motivation comes in all ways. I talk about motivation all the time. There are all types of motivation. And I will tell you this. When you leverage your family, that's motivation. When you go home and you look at your wife and your children and your mother and father and your brothers, and you realize that you just bet everything on one of the most challenged communities in the state of Massachusetts, the lowest income per capita, the highest unemployment, and you just bet your family's future, that's motivation. I went to work every single day all by myself in the store, in a room twice the size of this stage. I started being a broker myself because we couldn't get any brokers to represent us. Nobody wanted to broker real estate in Lawrence. What was there to broker? Fast forward, in 9 months, 70% of the building was occupied with quality tenants, people that believed in the city of Lawrence. Where are we today? As a result of those 5 clusters, medical services. We're the leader in the Merrimack Valley of aggregating medical services to the city of Lawrence. DCAM, we're the leader in the Merrimack Valley of attracting division of capital assets and management by the state of Massachusetts of real estate that they lease. Energy, we're one of the leaders in the Merrimack Valley of attracting some of the biggest energy companies in the country. The entrepreneur. We wanted to desperately go after that entrepreneur because I remembered what it was like to be that small entrepreneur. But the best and the brightest was education. Because with education comes new ideas. And the opportunity to attract young adults to a campus, and that's what we call Riverwalk, a campus, to bring in fresh, new perspectives. That meant to everything that we thought Lawrence was all about. Because if you talk to a generation, they might tell you, if they're not from Lawrence, that don't you remember what Lawrence is all about? Don't you remember it was the arson capital of the state one time, the insurance fraud capital of the state one time? You can't go to Lawrence and be successful. That's what an older generation will tell you. But what does education do for us? Education with new and fresh minds allow us to think outside the box, allow us to tell history to stay right where it belongs in the past, and allow something like this to take place. So today, at Riverwalk, you can get your associates, you can go get your bachelor's, and then you can move on and get your master's all under one roof. And to me, to the diversity of the city of Lawrence, to the diversity of the Merrimack Valley, because if you think about it, 120 years ago, the diversity of the city of Lawrence was over 70 different nations represented. So I look in the audience today, I look at what Cambridge is all about. I see diversity. I see opportunity. I see a mirror that I'm looking at. So all I can tell you is this. The Lipoli families, the Riverwalk families, we are blessed to have an education system at Riverwalk that is led by Cambridge College. And on behalf of our organization, I just want to thank President Jackson for taking that leap of faith, for coming to the city of Lawrence, for investing in us. And I promise you this, President Jackson, as a result of you coming to Riverwalk, as a result of the investment, you become part of the family. And with family, everybody in this room knows that there's nothing you can't accomplish if you have your family. We're a family. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Lipoli. We are thrilled to be part of this wonderful community project. Now allow me to introduce Mr. Michael Belblanca, Assistant Vice President of the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Belblanca. I'm the Assistant Vice President of Economic Development Coordinator for the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to start by thanking President Jackson for bringing Cambridge College into the Riverwalk, and also like to thank Melissa for the great work she has done since it's been in the Riverwalk. I want to start out also by commending Sal Lipoli. You know, Sal, 13 years ago, when you started the Riverwalk, what I came here for was the pizza. But now, you know, 13 years later, you can come here for healthcare, you can come here for retail, in addition to hospitality, finance, energy. But what I want to commend you for today is bringing education here to the Riverwalk. And the reason that is important is Sal will tell you as the chairman of the Merrimack Valley Chamber. Will tell you as the vice president of the Merrimack Valley Chamber. I will tell you myself as being the assistant vice president of the chamber. You know, we talk to companies on a daily basis, and we ask them, what is their need? Their key need right now is workforce. Where are they going to find the workforce to fill in today's roles and to become the leaders of tomorrow? And President Jackson, the answer is right here at Cambridge College. They're going to fill in those workforce needs. They're going to be the leaders of tomorrow, not only here in Lawrence, but throughout the Merrimack Valley as well. And that is why it's so important for Cambridge College here to be here in Lawrence. I'd like to just finish on also by saying, you know, I came here early to go to the ribbon cutting with Melissa, and I was reading some signs around the building that said, Cambridge College is the right place to become who you truly are. And President Jackson, now at the Riverwalk, what better place for students to become who they truly are. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. The Chamber of Commerce has been a great supporter of education and for our college, and we are grateful. It is a great honor to introduce Mr. Pedro Arce, Cambridge College trustee.
Thank you, and thank you for having me before. I'm here to sell. Now I have to find something interesting to say. Oh, by the way, in case you don't know, I have to plug this in. Cambridge College now offers MBA program here in Lawrence. It's great news for us. I talked to Sal recently about it because Sal received his MBA recently at MIT not that long ago. I said, you sure you weren't there teaching? You're actually getting a degree there. So it would have made it easier for you had you waited. Right next door. So I just want to take a couple of minutes to just explain, because a lot of people don't know how Cambridge College arrived here and why they're here. Just want to take a couple of minutes. Many years ago, I started meeting students from Merrimack Valley, southern New Hampshire, all commuting to Cambridge to take classes at night and on the weekends. So imagine working a long day, jumping on Route 93 to get to Cambridge, hoping you can find parking, and when you can find it, hoping you have enough money to pay for parking, right? Then taking your class, and then getting back home, and hopefully seeing your family. Amazing, but I was really impressed by how determined that group was. Didn't matter where it was. So, to make a long story short, I spoke with some people at Cambridge College, explained, you know, there is an opportunity up here, and because Cambridge is very nice, it's probably ranked the nicest school in the country. Of course they were going to come up and visit. I think it was a formality. I really believe they had no interest at all in coming up here. But what happened? I was nervous because this is a long time ago. So if you remember Lawrence a long time ago, it's not what Lawrence is today. So I was nervous, but I had to introduce them to city officials, business people. You weren't here, Sal. You couldn't go to Sal. And I just had my fingers crossed. And it was the most amazing experience, not just for the school, but for me. City officials embraced the idea. The business community embraced Cambridge College. They were practically begging them to come to Lawrence. So Cambridge said, you know what? This makes sense, not just because it's our mission, but it's also going to make sense economically for the school, for the community. This could all work. The next question was, well, how are we going to afford this? It's not just that simple. You decide, Cambridge College is a nonprofit, so you can't just get up and move and come to another community. So I met with a gentleman named Chet Seidel. Many of you know him, some of you don't. But I explained what was going on, and he said, I'll do whatever it takes to get Cambridge here. And just like that, he made it easy for Cambridge to arrive. So fast forward, Cambridge is growing. They've been successful. They were here during the recession. They still did well. And so we needed a space like this. So there is a process. You know, we talked to everyone to see where the best fit could be. And then an interesting thing happened. So I had to go on vacation when this is all going on. So I leave, I turn my phone off, 2 weeks in Florida. That's not a lot to ask, right? I turn my phone off. And then one day I said, you know, let me just turn it on just to see if there's an emergency call or something. As soon as I turn it on, who calls? Right. And I so did not want to pick it up. we had talked about it. I just, this is going to be great, but really bad. So I picked it up. And we always do, we always have a great conversation. And he mentioned, hey, I heard Cambridge is looking for space. I said, yeah, and I know you have some, so we'll absolutely speak to you. And then he went on about the importance of Cambridge College in Lawrence. And all he cared about was, please tell me that Cambridge College stayed in Lawrence. I said, yes, yes, we're not looking anywhere else but Lawrence. And that was really it. It wasn't about a pitch about, oh, I have great space, or you should come here. He just wanted to know if Cambridge would stay. I said, yes, there's absolutely nowhere we're leaving. And next day I arrive, and I'm hearing that they're taking a tour of the space, and it was an amazing space. I didn't get to go on the tour. This is the first time I've been here, and I did take a sneak peek. I know you told me to wait for the tour. But it's amazing. It's a beautiful space. It's a space to be proud of. I think the students will be very proud. So thank you, everyone. I just want everyone to know it's a group effort. It requires a lot of partnerships and collaboration for this to work. It's not just one or two people or groups. It's the whole community. So very happy to acknowledge that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harrison. Serving as a trustee, this calling is your calling, and we understand that sacrifice is made by all trustees as they answer the call to service the community. It is a true pleasure to introduce to you one of my favorite persons here. Her commitment and dedication to our students are remarkable, and we're proud to have her as our leader. Let us welcome President Deborah Jackson.
I need to catch my breath because I'm overwhelmed. Wow. And you're remarkable. You need to go. So let me start by saying, I really have, and I know Sal doesn't agree because he thinks he does, but I have the best job in the world. So we can talk about that in harmless a little bit later, but being the president of this organization has been nothing short of, to use the word you used, a gift and a blessing. And why? Because of all the things you've heard people say about what this college stands for. And so as part of my gift and blessing to this college, I get to do wonderful things like this. And I get to say thank you on behalf of the college. So I want to start by thanking Sally Poley. First of all, your words were unbelievable. Your story, so generous that you shared it with us. You're an inspiration, and when you decide to run for office, you've got people lined up to support you. I have to tell you, you are in fact a role model for our students. You're a role model for anyone who might think they can't do it. The candor of your story and how you just took a leap of faith. And for those of us who are, connected in any way to entrepreneurs or people who take a chance to understand the significance of when you said, I put everything that my family owned on the line. And so I can tell you, I am even happier that we can play a small role in the success of this park and the success of this campus. It makes me feel even better to be a part of that with you. So thank you for bringing us into this space and for making it possible. Thank you so much, Mr. Foley. And I want to thank you for how beautiful this space is. When you get the tour, you will see it is the space that our students deserve. It is the space that our faculty here deserve. It is the space that Melissa and all of her team deserve. We did this because it's what they deserve. We did this because we're committed to Lawrence. I want to thank next. Michael, thank you so much. The partnership we have with the business community here is essential to both our past and our future. We are here to be a part of Lawrence's development, to partner with businesses and companies in this area, to identify what you need in filling the needs of your workforce, and to work with you to figure out how Cambridge College can assure that we are sending to you, graduates who have the skills, the uncertainties, and the worries, and angst about going back with kids and jobs and all those demands. You woke up one morning and decided today is the day I'm going to do that. Not because your mother said it, not because your father said it, but because something deep inside of you, that little voice, said, I have to do this. Imagine the motivation, the initiative, the intelligence it takes to do that when you have a job and you have kids and you're not sure how you're making ends meet sometimes, but you've decided, I need this not just for me, but for my family, for my community. So I applaud you. We thank you. We want to make sure we are here for you until you cross that stage, as I like to say, with that piece of paper in your hand. You walk across that stage, you exit down the stairs, you are never the same again. Thank you for allowing us to help you achieve your dreams. Thank you so much. I want to mention one of our students who if you could just pull it out for a minute for me. I want to thank Karen Manning, who's here, who is our poster student. We have launched a campaign all based on conversations with our students about what makes a difference for them at Cambridge College. And the theme that has come across is that Cambridge College helps me fulfill my dream. And for some, it's a dream of being an entrepreneur. One of our messages is to be my own boss. For some, it's a message about helping children and helping others. So we're really proud to have Karen, who's in our Master's of Education program, and her dream is about being a role model for kids and being in a classroom and making a difference. So thank you so much for allowing us to have your story, your message, and for being a student. And I'll see you in June, if not before when you cross that stage. Thank you. We also have in the room, and I remiss not to mention this, a number of our staff, our executives from our Cambridge College campus in Cambridge. So I want to ask them to step out a little bit when I call your name, and if I miss anyone because I don't see you, raise your hand. But I first want to introduce to all of you our remarkable provost, Dr. Catherine Coverall. Catherine joined us this past fall, and in partnership with our new associate provost, Dr. Hilda Hilly. This team is the team that's making sure in all of our regional locations we are offering more and more academic offerings and degrees. They have hit the ground running. The regional centers are all under the immediate direction of Dr. Healy, and her commitment working with our provost is that our regional centers have to feel like every other Cambridge College location, both in the way they look, in the faculty we have, in what happens in the classroom, and in the breadth of offerings. So our commitment to Lawrence is to continue to grow the offerings, to continue to make sure we're making available for the residents of this community the degrees and the opportunities that they need to meet the needs of the business community in Lawrence. That's our commitment to Lawrence. It's happening under these two wonderful academic leaders, so thank you very much. I'm going to throw out a room, and again, please don't be shy. Cambridge College executives. Our Dean of Education, School of Education is here, Dr. Sheila White. Also, our Vice President for Innovation and Enrollment, Mark Rotundo, and coming around, I see Maria, here you are, who is our Associate Director of Marketing, and is one of the people responsible for today. Thank you so much. Robin, who is one of my executive assistants, thank you. Thank you for the Terry, I see you on the board, Terry Forte, who is the director of our Springfield campus. Also, thank you, Terry. Phil Page, who is our vice president of strategic partnerships, overseeing a major project, which I will talk about later today. Who else is here from Cambridge? Loretta, I just went right past you. Loretta Sickers, our director of human resources. Thank you so much, Loretta. I cannot thank enough our team from facilities and IT, and they're both here. Come guys, raise your hand. Thank you. So all everything you see by way of our furnishings, our technology in the classrooms, this team is responsible for it. And they've been back and forth and back and forth. Thank you so much for everything you did to get us into this building as well. We're very, very grateful. I missed somebody. I missed Alexis, yes, right here. So Alexis, please wait. She's also part of the Cambridge College. thank you for being here also. So we have a lot of people who drove from Cambridge to be with us today because it matters so much to them. I want to say a few words about our partnership in this community because I understand there's some people representing organizations. We've had wonderful partnerships with community-based organizations in Lawrence. The Boys and Girls Club, I think someone is here from the Boys and Girls Club. Wade, thank you so much for being here. From Groundwork Lawrence, here is also someone, thank you so much. We have partnerships with the Mayor's Task Force, with Little Sprouts, Lawrence Community Works, the Greater Lawrence Family and Health Community, Jericho Road, and also I want to pay special tribute to Northern Essex Community College. I understand there's someone here representing their remarkable president, Wayne Glenn, who is a dear colleague of mine. And we've been working with Northern Essex. Again, part of our partnership with community colleges is to provide for students a clear and easy pathway from entry to associate's degree to a bachelor's degree. And we're very excited about the partnership we've been building with Lawrence to make that happen. We've worked with them over many years. I think, as you know, prior to coming here, we were co-located in their space. But going forward, we're really looking at building a stronger bond so that students can have a seamless pathway from beginning to the middle to the end. And we think it's a wonderful partnership. Our mission is the same. For 30-some years now, this college has really focused, 30-some years was a different comment I was going to make, but the history of the college I would have just mentioned for a minute. This college has been around for 45 years. We just had a big 45th anniversary celebration in January. And it started as a college completely committed to providing access, as you heard when Melissa talked about our mission, to provide an open door at the front door to students, many of whom have been denied opportunities because of circumstances, because no one in their family had gone to college and simply didn't know how to do it, because of economic issues and challenges, or because for many people who we've come to understand and appreciate, they just didn't think that was for them. And maybe for lots of reasons. Maybe they hadn't done well in school, K through 12. Or maybe they had a passion and a pursuit that suggested to them that they didn't need a college degree. We've had so many artists come back to get their graduate degrees because they didn't pursue it at the outset. We've had musicians come back and say, you know what? I want to run a business now. I need my college degree. I want to teach now. I need my college degree. So there are lots of reasons why people don't go back and don't follow and don't go right out of high school. And then they wake up again in their 20s, late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So Cambridge College has been the place where you can come back and have access through the front door. And all we required of you was that you were motivated and prepared to do the hard work. That's it. Motivated and prepared to do the hard work. We have now developed as part of our vision an equally important commitment to what happens at the end of that journey, to preparing you for a career in the new economy and the new world, which is characterized by it being global. It's not enough to know what's happening in your neighborhood. You have to understand what's happening in the world. So we are working on bringing the rest of the world to Cambridge College and bringing our students over time to other parts of the world. It is an important part of what we must do to prepare our students for the future. Technology. Doesn't matter if you're going into the arts, doesn't matter if you're going into medicine, psychology teaching. We have to prepare our students to deal with how technology is impacting our lives and every dimension of our daily activities in the workplace and our home. Anything short of that, and we are not doing justice to our graduates. So those are two of the themes that you will continue to hear in Cambridge College. It's the reason that our partnerships with business are so important. We have to listen to the world where the employers reside to help us do a better job at preparing our students for those opportunities. We are so excited about the work we're doing in Lawrence with the Lawrence Partnership. We are a proud member of the Lawrence Partnership. We have now begun to attend these meetings to again, decide and figure out how we can work more collaboratively with all of the community organizations and businesses in Lawrence. We believe that Lawrence is such a perfect place for us to continue to fulfill the promise of the Cambridge College mission, but also to fulfill the promise of the Cambridge College future and its vision. We are here for the long run. We are here for the long haul. So Sal, I just want to let you know, keep some space for us, because this is a growing location. Our enrollment is up, our inquiries are up, our programs are up, and now we have this wonderful, wonderful space that is in fact a tribute to all of you. It is the space we all deserve in Lawrence. And thank you to everyone who was a part of this, and thank you so much, Melissa, to your wonderful leadership, and what a remarkable job you do representing Cambridge College in this community. We're so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Right now, what we're going to do is we are going to pull from the raffle bowl to see who is the winner. Sharon Schoolcraft from Northern Essex Community College. I'm also going to be giving some guests, some toast to our guests. Yes.
Yeah.
Carry it over. It's our marketing department. Pedro, for you. I also wanted to mention that Mayor Rivera was going to attend our event, but unfortunately he was called to other needs in the city of Lawrence. So we do want to thank him for even trying to make an effort. He was en route here, but unfortunately he has a big job. So we want to thank him, and for those who do work with him, he is the big prize of what we're doing here, in the sense of being under the leadership with our great team. So I'm very thankful for that. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to move a little bit over to do our ribbon ceremony. And then after that, we're going to be able to do some cake cutting. So thank you again so much for being here. Thank you to Sal and the staff for helping us with this transition. I don't know what we would do without your team, but I can tell you it's a simple text, and they're right on it. Everyone, from the maintenance team to the team that's inside that answers open up the front door. So thank you so much for the hospitality that you have invited to Cambridge College, and to our staff and to everyone around. So thank you.
We can block it off.
Just keep smiling. Somebody's always blinking. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody. If you want, Ruben can take you guys on a virtual tour through the classrooms. So if you don't want to take the tour, feel free to log off. If you want to take the tour, Ruben will walk it around. This is Ruben. He's our work study. Nice to meet you guys. All right, guys. Bear with me. It might be a little blurry. Look at Carlos.
How are you?
We're getting a virtual tour. Common living space. Security desk. We have our office space. A couple cubicles. Our assistant director, Melissa.
It's actually, I didn't know this was yours.
So now, to the left, we have our computer lab, new and improved. Then, if we continue through the computer lab, we have our resource center and our writing tutor. Michelle sits over here. If you need help with your writing or anything, here we go. If we continue through the hallways, these are one of our U-shaped classrooms. As we continue, there is another classroom. One of our larger ones holds 22 students. Very, very nice. Whiteboards. If we continue, we have more classrooms. Then we have our common living area. And, excuse me? No, I think he's in a conference room. One of our other classrooms. Nice little tour. Okay, guys, this is it. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night. Thank you for watching.